Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Joel. I'm now a third semester nursing student at Imperial Valley College, and for today's video it's going to be the importance of lowering your expectations. Now, I know this kind of sounds a little bit weird because we have always been taught to be the best and always be the best and strive to be better than everybody else, and I guess that is a good module to have to a certain age, of course, because we like to be competitive, we like to be very perfectionist, especially in high school, maybe through college. But once you go into nursing school, it definitely changes a lot. And I've seen friends that are very into being a perfectionist and how their life is, or pretty much how they behave with other peers, like other students, versus someone who is like, you know, just doing its best and really not caring too much about the result. And I can say with full confidence that I have been in both sides. At the start of my first semester, I was very into, I have to compete since the first day, I have to always try and be the best, and you know, always try and have the answers, and always be like that student that, you know, is always going to be participating, the one that is always going to be trying its best, you know, stuff like that. You know, kind of like that one student in every single class that is always trying to get the teacher's attention, always happens to know everything, kind of like a Hermione Granger, pretty much. But I did feel that I was very, I don't know, like I felt like my way of looking at it like that put me a lot of stress and anxiety in a sense, because it was like, you know, if I don't know the answer, you know, I'm gonna look dumb or whatever, and you know, people are gonna be thinking like I'm stupid or something, you know. But it's like, why are you doing that to yourself? And once I started changing that habit into, you know, I'm just gonna try my best and that's it. Honestly, like whatever my result is, I'll take it. You know, I don't feel like a score in an exam is gonna define me as a person, or is gonna define me as a student. I don't feel, you know, a certain grade in nephrology or cardiology or in the final exam, I don't feel like that determines what type of nurse I will be in the future, you know, knocking on wood. So it's like, why are you so into that? And some people can say like, well, it's my personality. But it's like, well, you can change it. You can change anything. You know, it's like, you know, from the book of The Courage to Be Disliked, about talking about trauma, that trauma does not exist. Meaning into the sense that whatever happens to us in our life, it is our choice to see how we want to approach it. Do we want to approach it, you know, into that type of like trauma, like, you know, for always be thinking about it and always thinking like I have to be perfect, or, you know, just look at it in a different angle, be like, well, I'm always going to try my best and I think that should be enough. If I get a 78 in an exam or an 83, you know, I'm not going to fight it, you know, like that's my grade. Unless, you know, there's like some mistakes on the exam, then of course you're probably going to fight the points because, you know, maybe the question was worded wrong, or the answers didn't make sense, or maybe all the answers didn't make sense, or all of it makes sense. So obviously, like you should be fighting for what you think is right regarding that, but do not be like really taking that score internally and be like, oh my god, I'm gonna be a sucky student, or I mean, I'm gonna be a sucky nurse in the future, I'm not gonna know the answers to everything. It's like, in reality, no. And I remember, I'm still currently in third semester, like I said in my intro, but our instructor, both of our instructors told us, like in different occasions, like you can be a book smart, but you can suck at being a nurse overall, or vice versa. You know, you can be like a student that barely passes the exams and is a terrific nurse, because they don't teach you how to be a nurse in the textbooks. They teach you the theory, they teach you pretty much the ways of the force, you know, how to go around it, but they really don't teach you how to be a nurse and how to treat the patients and how to deal with them, with their emotions and everything like that. Everything on that is going to make a well-rounded nurse. So, you know, that's what really matters. And if you know a fact about something and another nurse doesn't, you know, it doesn't mean the other nurse is stupid or dumb and this one's a genius. No, it just happens like that nurse happened to know the answer, but we can apply it differently. You know, it could be another scenario where this nurse knows something and this one doesn't. You know, it doesn't define them into being like who's superior, who's better than the other, because no, that's really not the way of how people do it. But people tend to judge themselves like that. So when I changed my mentality on, like, kind of like not even the middle to a first semester, kind of like probably like my first 2 months of nursing school, on my first semester, I was like, honestly, I'm just gonna do my best and I really don't care. Like that's it. And that really released a lot of stress. A lot. You have no idea how much stress it released. It felt like I was carrying like a 30-pound like backpack and I just like let it go. because it's like, maybe some of you have expectations from home, from your friends, from your family, from your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, relatives, you name it. And now you're putting that extra pressure that you can choose whether to have or not. You know, the pressure of you trying to be a perfectionist and always being perfect for everything and always doing everything the right way, and you know, so perfect, the perfect student that has to be a perfectionist and everything. It's like, okay, so you're putting on that weight extra on yourself, and you have been walking around with it for maybe months, years, you name it. But it's only it's your life. You know, if you're down, you're the only one who can get up. No one else gonna pick you up, or they can help you, but you're the one who has to say, I want to get up. You know, you need to be the one that makes the decision. So having that concept in mind, you are the one who can say, like, you know what, as long as I'm doing my best, that should be good. If I fail an exam, oh well, you know, it's not gonna be the end of the world. In my nursing program, thankfully, like, they don't just kick you out because you fail an exam. And I think that's a myth. I don't know if there's like any nursing program out there, like, you fail an exam, like, you're out. That wouldn't make sense. There wouldn't be a lot of nurses nowadays, because we all have our bad days or bad exams, and our best days, you know, that we do way better. But it really doesn't mean anything, generally speaking. You know, it's like, yeah. So please do not try and be that student. And if you are that student, then I really recommend for you to tone it down a bit. Obviously, if you're a student, like, you're watching this video and this fits perfectly in you, like I'm describing you, I'm not expecting for you to change from day of today to tomorrow. It's probably going to change gradually. But having that mindset first of, like, you know, yeah, I do need to change this, that's the first step into solving a problem. Like they said, the first step in solving a problem is realizing there is one. So once you get that there's a problem, then you can work on it. You know, you can be like, you know what, I am gonna try to not answer in class just once. I'm gonna try and just be quiet and just let anybody else participate, because there can be a student out there that is like, well, I do know the answer, but this guy or this girl always is answering everything, so I'm just gonna be quiet. You know, it's just like they're always the one talking. So let other people talk. Try for a day, maybe for 2 days. You can now try to, you know, slow it down a bit. Do not try and be in everything, and do not try and volunteer for everything. You know, try and let other students do it, and if you don't do it, or if anybody doesn't want to, then more than likely the professor's gonna be like, well, what about you? You're like a random person, like, you know, you never say anything, so tell me about this topic or whatever. And so in a way, you're also helping other students, you know, with their education and their learning experience, because now they're interacting with them. You know, they're not just listening and looking at you. It's just like, oh, now I'm into this. You know, I'm actually asked the question directly, so that's impressive. So yeah, definitely that really does help, and you're gonna see in the long run, especially if you are an upcoming first semester or maybe a second semester, or if you're barely gonna apply to the nursing program and you have that module ready. So like, cut it out, really cut it out. It's really gonna affect you in the long run. It's not going to make your nursing life easier. The nursing life is already a little complicated from what it is, and now you're making it more complicated. So it's like, you're not doing a favor for yourself, obviously, and you're not doing a favor for anybody else by doing this. So it really doesn't make sense logically for you to continue being like that. And yeah, you know, little by little, you're gonna feel like, you know, you're feeling a little bit better, a little bit more at ease, and little by little, you're gonna be like, wow, like, I definitely do feel better overall. This can help you in your mental health, your relationship with your peers, and everybody else around you, because now they're gonna be like, oh damn, you know, like, they're gonna see like, oh damn, like, he definitely or she definitely, like, you know, slow it down a bit. So hey, you never know. So yeah, I just wanted to get that clear, because for me, it definitely made a huge difference in my life. And like I said, you know, made me a lot calmer, a lot just more relaxed, and more into the mentality of just living the moment. It's like, yeah, like, go to lecture, learn, write notes, listen more to the professor than, you know, copy down slides or everything, because the slides you have it online, so it's like, whatever. But, you know, just pay attention to anything they say, anything of emphasis. Try and interact with your friends or anything when it comes to like breaks or doing like group projects or whatever. You know, try and live more in the moment, because that's what you're gonna be remembering for nursing school. You know, you're always gonna remember the exams because of the trauma, right? Well, so-called trauma, right? Because like, trauma doesn't exist, from the book, The Courage to Be Disliked. But you know, those are the moments that you're gonna be remembering, and you don't want to remember just being like all the time mad, or you know, always being the perfectionist, always having a hard time with yourself, and just being stuck in your room just studying. No, like, you want to remember like, oh yeah, I was out with my friends eating, like after lecture or after we passed an exam, like we went out to eat. You know, the way that I communicate with my friends or my nursing friends, and you know, we would go out together. You know, those are going to be the memories that we want to cherish the most, or at least like, that's my point of view, and that's what I'm building up to the moment, and those are definitely the stories that I'm going to be telling whenever I graduate, knocking on wood. So yeah, overall this is our journey pretty much, so there really doesn't make sense for us to make it painful and slow. Just enjoy the journey, and yeah, that's what it's all about. And once you enjoy the journey, you're going to be relaxed, and you're probably going to perform better when it comes to checkoff, when it comes to you engaging into the class, because you're relaxed, and we do better when we're relaxing our performance. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out because I really feel a lot of people should be hearing this, and I don't think it's something that we talk to anyone a lot, or is not something that we discuss. So yeah, so if you guys stick here until the end of this video, thank you so much guys for watching. I'll see you guys until next video. Bye bye.